So today we got Flagburg Support along with the new draw triggers with abilities. So let's begin, but first, cards for the last few days. So first, a triple rare from Brandgate for Orphis, Cardinal Draco Meslaya. Grade 3, 13k power and skills. Act Rearguard. Cost, retire Shadow Army token. This card gets plus 10k power until the end of the turn, and if this ability was activated 3 times this turn, it also gets a 1 crit. Alright, Orphis does need hit pressure because one thing Orphis really lacks is pressure on the rear guards because all it does is have big numbers but doesn't really do anything. But my main problem with this card is that it's an act. You have to retire 3 Shadow Army tokens during the main phase just for the big beef up and the crit. Now, if it was plus 10k and 1 crit each time you do it, that's a different story. Or if it's on battle, where you could retire as many Shadow Army tokens as possible during its attack, and then it also gets a crit if you retired 3, that would have been fine. So right now, I am really iffy about this card. Very lackluster for Orphis. But that extra crit right there is a maybe 2-up because sometimes it is effective early game. Just remember, Orphis is now once per turn. Next, a Cater Sanctuary double rare, Twin Chain Great Magic Tetone. Grade 3, 13 power and skills. Auto Rearguard. At the end of the battle that your unit attacked, cost count plus 1, perform all the according abilities depending on what trigger you drive checked for that battle. It was crit. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and put it at the bottom of the deck. If it's a front, choose one of your rearguards and stand it. Definitely not too bad for Sorceress because of course it's all about stacking your deck with triggers, mainly crits and fronts, so getting them off isn't too hard. But what I really like about this card is that it's generic, so you could actually play this Sorceress engine along with any Cater Sanctuary deck, as long as you have the generic cards to do so, which the Sorceress deck does have. Skipping the Doko Van stuff, on to the Monday Dark States card that was revealed during the episode, Diablo Striker Loyal. Grade 2, 10k power, it's a double rare and skillless. Auto, when placed on rearguard, cost count plus 1, this card gets plus 5k power until the end of the turn. Then if you are in final rush, soul charge 2, choose a card from your soul and call it to open rearguard. So basically another final rush recovery card. Probably not as effective as Derek, but what I'm really afraid of is mid-battle calling. Because that can happen and that will just enable even more attacks if they do. But overall, not bad for Bruce. And now to the Tuesday stream. First off, the Flagburg Support cards, the first one being Heavy Strike Brave Shooter, which is a grade 2 with 10k power and skill is Auto Rearguard. When this card attacks, if your Vanguard is Flagburg Dragon, this card gets plus 5k power until the end of the turn. If I do want a beater in Flagburg Dragon, I rather run the one that gets plus 10k but still has the restriction where you need to stand a rear guard. Because there is that grade 1 that could give one of your other cards the double attack, and this one gets 5k for each time it attacks, but that would be a total of 10k for the second attack, and the first one's gonna be 5k, but the other one will give double 10k, which is probably better. In a way, Flagburg does need another beater as the rearguards are very lackluster in attacks. But still really iffy about this card, so run in your own leisure. But this one will help out a lot because it's Blue Artillery Dragon Intent Pulse Dragon, which is a grade 3 with 13 power and skillless. Auto Rearguard. At the end of the battle, this card attacked a grade 3 or greater Vanguard if it was the first battle of the turn, and your Vanguard is Flagburg. You can Soul Blast one and stand this unit. Definitely way better than the current restanders we got for our rearguards, because those have very iffy restrictions. One of them needs another card to attack, and another one needs to attack a rearguard. And either way, they both really lack power because they're grade 2s, meaning they're only 10k, while this is still a 13k that can attack twice. So this really helps out a lot, even though it costs us a Soul Blast. But luckily, the second skill kind of fixes that, because the second skill is Auto Rearguard. At the end of your turn, if the total number of attacks during this turn is 4 or more, cost, put this to soul and draw a card. You could literally run this card for Magnolia as well, just for the second skill, because gain 4 attacks in that deck isn't even hard. But going to soul to draw for exchange really helps out a lot, because soul is one of those things that Stochea decks tend to use a lot, especially for Flagburg that currently uses quite a bit of soul right now. So this is just an auto 4-up for Flagburg. First skill just helps out so much, second skill just basically boosts us up even more. Next, we got the new draw triggers with abilities, which all do the same thing of course, where when you place it on the Guardian Circle while your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, it gets plus 5k shield, so basically 10k shield draw triggers. I mean, it does help, although I always have preferred playing draw triggers over fronts because draw triggers 1. Filter out your deck, 2. Get your key pieces faster. Yes, those fronts do offer up more shield, but I always see draw triggers as better for that purpose because of filtering. So seeing the new draw triggers with abilities, that will instantly replace those front triggers in some of my decks. Finally, here's the second Lyrical Monasterial set with 2 new ride lines. Hopefully they will be as interesting as the first set. And also, here are the 3 units that are going to have triggers with abilities, the same ones as the previous sets. It's just updated for Lyrical Monasterial, so of course nothing special there. And also here are the LSRs with the mysterious 6-1 again. So that's it for this stream. What do you guys think about the new Flagburg support along with the new draw triggers? Getting the draw triggers out of the way, it's just triggers with abilities, so you just get run in regardless. Unless if you're one of those decks that rather have front triggers over draws, it all depends. But the new Flagburg support, it's just needed support like usual. First set is always introduction where it's pretty lackluster until you go to the second set where it does something. And that of course hasn't changed because they did the same thing with Gravidia and also Greedon. But now with the set 3 ride lines out of the way, we're gonna start moving up to the evolutions of the start deck, which I'm gonna be very excited for. So look forward to that, but other than that, see you all next time.